We're going to be talking about the fastest way to go from level 58 all the way to 70 and higher in the blink of an eye. Now, I'm not going to say and sit here and tell you that this is going to be the first time everyone's going to hear about this, but I've been asked about this. I saw people watching me on my progress in my clan, and they said, how did you fly up so fast? That's what we're here to talk about today. What up, teammates of MurderInc, back in Diablo 4. Season 1 is here. I've been having fun. Maybe you guys have been having fun. And the worst part about pretty much Diablo is when you're leveling through the game, you complete the capstone dungeon, and then you're slightly below level for the next tier, right? So whether it's world tier 1 to 3, 2 to 3, then 3 to 4, there's a significant dead period. And I found one way to get rid of that pretty damn easily. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. So what this is going to be good for is once you've done the world tier 4 capstone, and now I'm going to tell you right now, if you get carried through the capstone, don't try this. You're going to get owned. This is going to heavily reward people that gear themselves properly, play the game properly. You can do this in group play or solo, doesn't matter, but you have to have a build that makes sense, and your class has to be in good standing. I'm playing a Barbarian. Mostly Barbarians watch my videos, not all Barbarians, of course, the ones who stuck around at least, but players are going to struggle for sure. So let's just get on with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the PvP zone. Now, if you already know where I'm going with this, you're fine. You can click off the video, kick it, you don't need to watch anymore. But if you don't know why I'm going to the PvP zone, get ready to take notes, because like I said, the amount of experience you get is incredible. It really is incredible. And you might be thinking, I don't want to PvP. You don't have to PvP. It has nothing to do with other players. While you may see them, again, it has nothing to do with other players. The main goal and purpose of what we're going to talk about is, see if we can find it and how fast it takes to find it. Nothing yet, nothing yet. Still nothing yet. I mean, you can already notice how the density is pretty significant, but that's not even what we care about here. Yes, you can stop. Okay, right here. You see someone already went in here and died, and it means they killed some, but there are packs of 4 to 5 elites scattered everywhere throughout the zone. Here's another one right here. There's 3 right there. And they respawn very fast. Now, if you want to do, again, another one right there, and you can see someone died there, like I said. If you don't have a build that's good for this, you're going to get owned. But I'm not saying you need best in slot sacred gear. I did it on a Barb, and everyone thinks and says Barb's the worst class in the game right now. Sure, we'll take your word for it. Don't take my word for it. I completely owned, like I said. I did my capstone, and I shot up all the way to level 70 in the blink of an eye. I think I used maybe 4 or 5 total elixirs, and yeah, I mean, we're talking about leveling as fast as when you were level 1. It's that fast. Why is it that? I mean, look at this elite pack. They're all clumped up together, perfect. So I don't know, you'll see footage of this in the next build I'm gonna highlight, because it absolutely dominates for the strategy, and it's what I use for the strategy. But all across this PvP zone are just, again, right here, perfect example. There's just elites everywhere. And you might be thinking, well, if most players figure this out, won't the PvP zone be overcrowded? It will indeed. Which is why I don't know if a lot of players know about this, or if there's some strange layering where I'm just not seeing anybody. Because I mean, what? Right now it's about midday my time, and we saw 0 players and the zone was completely empty. So if you go here and you're noticing tons of players here, one thing you can do is hit escape, go to your options menus, go to social, turn off crossplay. So as we can see, I have this off. What does this mean? It means I cannot interact with or play with players that aren't on the computer like I am. That's what crossplay is. So if you go to the zone and you find that it's completely packed with players, you have to exit out of the game. I should have mentioned that. You have to leave game, go to your settings again, hit options, go over to social, and turn off cross network play. You can also turn off cross-network communications because you won't really need that either way, and you'll probably have an empty zone. So what makes this so strong besides the mob density? If you look, the mob snapshot to 75 and 76. Now there's going to be a 10 level XP maximum bonus you can get after the most recent patch, which means you're getting a stupid multiplier to your experience from 58 to 65, 66, where like I said, it'll feel like you're level 1 again. Going level 1, 2, 3, 4, it's that fast. And you have to be able to pull a pack, like I said, and be able to kill them and not die. I didn't struggle on the Barbarian. I did the capstone myself. I made sure I geared properly. So again, I really do have to reiterate that point, because if you don't, you're going to struggle hard. Like I said, if you get carried through your World Tier 4 capstone, this isn't something that I'm just saying to like insult players who did get carried, but if you did get carried, you are going to struggle heavily with this content. And I do mean heavily. Now, one thing that could be annoying, and I forgot to mention another insane thing about this, you will fill up your inventory with full Ancestral Gear in no time. I know none drop from this pack, it's all Sacred Gear here, and if you want, you can pick up the Seeds of Hatred. If you don't know what to do with the Siege of Hatred, I haven't really played around with this in the Eternal, but now that I've been doing this strategy, I do know. You go to these white points, the Altar of Extraction, you extract it, and you fight. It's kind of stupid. I'm not really sure what the purpose is, but you pretty much click this, it channels like that, and then it summons mobs like one at a time, and then you can see how many you're carrying in the top right here, and then it gets converted to this red dust here, and it's pretty much the same as the Obol vendor, but not as good. So you can go and gamble for certain pieces, trying to get the legendary aspects you need, and once you hit World Tier 4, you're probably going to want to do that anyway. So it's a win-win here. This is the place to be for sure. If you're struggling and can't do it by yourself, find a friend, or, I don't know, reach out to anyone and say, hey, you want a really cool strategy? I need your help. Now, one thing I'm not sure if it works or not is the proximity bonus that you would get. For some reason, I don't think it's applying that. I did this with someone else and on my own, and not once did I see the, I don't even know what it's called, like the XP buff that pops up when you're in a party with somebody. So I don't know if we're just inherently getting it or if it's disabled completely. You can let me know in the comments if you know the answer to this, but in this PvP zone, for some reason, it just does not work as far as the display goes. So I don't know if it doesn't work for sure. I can't say that. But that is going to be the strategy. That is what I would totally recommend doing. If you can't do it yourself, find a Barbarian that knows what they're doing, because with the Barbarian's kits, with all of our damage reductions that you get insanely early on with Challenging Shout, the Barbarian pops Challenging Shout, uses Steel Grasp to group up all of the elites together, and you guys just nuke them down. Rinse, repeat, the cooldown's not that long on Challenging Shout, and you will go from 58, or whenever you complete your capstone. I say 58 because some players do it at 54, 5, 6, and then they're sitting there like, now what do I do? I'm going to get owned in all the content. You won't get owned in this. Yes, some of it is pretty difficult based on the elite packs, but if you're geared properly, you will get through this no problem, and you can go all the way up to, I would say, for me personally, 68, it started slowing down a little bit, but I really saw the slowdown past level 70. Now, if you want to, you can go all the way up to 72, where I would say the 3% XP bonus, you would be better off going into a nightmare dungeon, but nothing in the game, and I repeat, and I mean this because I've tried, nothing in the game can compete with level 58 all the way up to 65, 66, 67, and 68. Should have just said 55 to 68. Nothing can compete with that stretch there. You will blow through those levels, so you should never be sitting in those levels to begin with. That's going to conclude this video. If you guys know of anything else, I mean, there is another PvP zone. I've personally never been to this one. Probably should have gone to this one at some point. The layout looks weird. Like, you can see how open this one is. All the open space here. It's littered with mobs. Also, by the way, if you see this Seething Abomination, don't fight it. I'm just going to tell you right now. You'll know if people are trying to fight the Seething Abomination because you're going to see the ground littered with the PvP currency, because players just get owned all the time by that boss. So luckily you can run by and you won't aggro it, but if you get off your mount and start hitting it, it's going to hit you back and it does a lot of damage. So I would recommend, unless you're in a group of players, even still, I'd be careful with pulling that boss. Yes, of course, you do get Trees of Whisper, and that's another thing that I didn't even mention about this zone. There are Trees of Whisper objectives here. So, not only are you getting insane XP per hour, you're also getting Whispers of the Dead points up to 10 here, and they recycle quickly. So you get 10 from here, and then, what is this? World Boss, weekly bonus claimed. I'm not doing that again. And then you go to the tree, you hand it in, and then you go right back to the zone here. One important thing about the PvP zone that I have to mention before concluding this video is if you teleport out of this zone without dropping off your dust or whatever it's called at the altar of extraction, you lose it all. I think it shows you. Let me hit T. Yeah, warning. I mean, by the time it loads, you're already out. Leaving the PvP area will cause you to lose, what did that even say? All uncleansed seeds of hatred. So if you're gonna go sell, I would make sure you extract first. I don't even know if you can travel here and have it work. I think we can just test it out, right? So I have 876. Let's see if I lose it all when I transport to the same. Okay, I don't. So there you go. You can transport only here inside the zone, sell your stuff, then head back out into the world. So there you guys have it. This is the best leveling strategy. The literal best, not just best to say the word best, the literal best leveling strategy from 58 to, like we said, 66 and beyond to get you pumping on your way into World Tier 4. So now that we covered that, that's going to conclude the video. Hopefully you guys are enjoying Season 1 so far. I look forward to uploading build guides for you. As always, if you enjoyed this content, smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you all in my next upload.